Don't you guys just hate when you procrastinate and waste time and don't do anything for the entire day, week, or even year? Well, in this video, we're going to help you guys eliminate all of that and get on with everything that you need to do. So in this video, we're going to give you 3 easy steps to help you eliminate procrastinating. Just before we get into today's video, we wanted to let you guys know that we are looking for an editor.
So if you have any background in video editing and want to work with us, make sure to hit us up. Check out the email here or in the description and send us some of your samples, and then we can work from there together. So before we get into the video, let's say why procrastination is such a big downfall for most guys. Because what tends to happen is we start to overthink and forget what the actual tasks are, and we overcomplicate things that may even take 5 minutes to do. We start overthinking it, and at the end we don't even end up doing it. So what's good in that? Anything you can think of is possible, because you can't think of the impossible. So if you thought of it, you can do it. It's like imagining a new color. You can't make up a new color. If you think of a color, it's already existing. So whatever's in your mind, it must exist. You just don't know how to get it. Time is one of the most precious things we can have. So why just waste it and throw it away? By procrastinating, you're basically throwing away time.
Time is extremely scarce and is one of the only things that every one of us have it, but we don't have much of it. You can always earn more money. You can always earn everything else. The only thing you cannot earn is time. Once you lose it, you've lost it. There it is, gone. So make sure that you spend every single second wisely. Don't let it go to waste.
So first, if it takes simply less than 2 minutes to do, then don't even waste your time. Just get the task out of the way. It can be something small. As long as it takes roughly less than 2 minutes, just do the task, and straight away you have less things to worry about, and more important, you can focus on the bigger tasks.
Now, to add to that, if the time scale is really that small and it doesn't take longer than 2 minutes, the reason why you should do it is because it helps you reduce all the workload, as Paul already said. If you overthink it, that will make it a longer task to complete, and that is exactly what you don't want to happen.
And the good thing with that is when you get the task out of the way, your dopamine already increases, you feel better, and you're ready to do the next task. And once you do a couple of them, you're already on a roll. You get the momentum going. So once you get the small tasks out of the way, then you can tackle the bigger ones.
Now, moving on to the bigger task that you want to complete at hand, that's what we're going to do in the second step, and that's going to be managing your time. I want you to write down a list of every single task that you have, and afterwards I want you to categorize it in 3 different groups. Ones that you could do in a day, ones that you could do during the week, and ones that could take a month or longer. Now, once you have these 3 different categories, you're going to start working at them one by one. The ones that are going to be in the day, you're just going to be starting straight away. I don't want to see any faffing about, just complete them one at a time. Cross them off the checklist, simply done. The one in the second one, that's going to take a little bit longer. You're going to need a couple of days to be able to be working at it, but slowly you're going to be chipping away at that. And once you get that done, you're going to be able to manage to complete the slightly larger tasks. Now, the third one, that's going to be the one that's going to take the longest amount of time, and that's why you're going to have that third one just playing in the back for as long as you need it to complete. This way, you're going to be managing every single task that you want to complete at a reasonable amount of time. You're not going to be wasting too much time on it, and you're not going to spend a lot of effort that doesn't need to go into it. It's just going to be the right amount. You're going to hit the sweet spot every single time.
And what tends to happen, one of the biggest issues is people go on their phone, or you get distracted, even if it's a fraction of a second. If it's an email popping up, your phone messages, anything, it causes you to go on a downward spiral, and that's the last thing you want to have. By even simply saying, I'm gonna just watch this one last TikTok, one last Instagram, without even knowing you've spent at least half an hour, all that time that you could have spent on work is just wasted. So what do we say? If you really need your phone, keep it next to you, but put it at least on D&D, or even better, airplane mode. If you can turn it off, that's the best thing to do. Again, if you don't have self-control, lock your phone out of the same room you're in. It's a very bad habit that most of us tend to have. Even though we don't notice it, we subconsciously just pick up our phone. We see it here. If anything goes up, we want to pick it up, but that's not a good thing. So if you can't, just leave your phone outside. Set a timer on a normal stopwatch or something. Once you've done the task, then go on your phone again. Give yourself a break. Otherwise, don't even attempt it.
Now, another way to also get the same results by not locking the phone out of room is just getting a second phone. Entirely replace your phone by a trap phone, or for our American viewers, a burner phone. Insert your main SIM card into that, so if you are needing to get text messages or any phone calls, you can answer it or reply back to it. That way, there is no way to download all of these new applications such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or iMessages for people to send you videos or games on it. Pulse is already doing this right now, and I was thinking of doing it, but my screen time isn't that high right now, so I just don't see the point in that. But if you guys don't have the self-control to put your phone on D&D and not take it out, then this is also a viable option that you could take.
And there's literally nothing on the phone, and all I do is just call people, and the main people around me just call me through that and send me messages, because I already don't have Snap and I don't go on Insta like that. If anyone needs to send me a message, I see your message, even on a crappy small screen. And if I want to make calls, anyone just can call me and I'll pick up through that.
And if you're ever bored, you can play Snake.
So now we come on to the final thing, but we should ask ourselves this at the beginning. We kept the most important thing at the end. Why are you even procrastinating? What is the task at hand that you hate to do? Because ultimately, you're just delaying it. You know you have to do it, but you just don't want to do it. So you want to postpone it. What is that task that's so jarring that you don't want to do at the moment? Because when you think about it, there are certain things that you love to do and you prepone those. You want to get them done at the way as soon as possible. Sometimes when you're waiting for a message or you want to do something, what do? You check the time 20 times within a minute. Why? Because you're excited for it. Or when you want to do something that you're excited about. Whereas if you don't want to do something, you always just postpone. You say, I'll do it later. So really think about that. What are the tasks that you have to do or that you just might want to do, but you don't want to do them in this moment of time? You just keep delaying them. Maybe it's not the right tasks for you, and it's best to change your options and come up with different tasks that actually benefit you.
Now, as a man, some tasks are mandatory. You don't have a choice whether you want to do it or you like to do it or not. They're compulsory for your success. There are no two ways about it. Now, some of those tasks include going to work, even picking up an extra shift at the weekend, or working double time to try to provide for yourself and family, going to the gym to stay in shape, learning how to fight to protect and provide. These things are essential for any high value man who wants to be able to do everything that a man should do. You need to be able to reach your top masculinity. That is the role of a man in their life.
Listen, we are not females. We do not have time to sit around and daydream. You can't be procrastinating. Time is of the essence, so use it as the best you can. You can't just sit around thinking, oh, I wish this happened. Let me start thinking about, no, none of that. Cut it out and get to work. There's only 24 hours in a day. And at the end of the day, every single one of us guys are in competition. And a lot of you guys know this as well. Instinctively, deep down, when you meet someone, you say, am I better than him or am I worse than him? And ultimately, there's always competition between two men. Whether that's, oh, if I can beat you in a fight, if I can outsmart you, if I out-earn you, always goes down to competition. So stop messing around and get to work.
You don't have the luxury that women do. You're always in a race. You need to finish first if you want to make it out.
Now we have reached to the end of the video. I wanted to say thank you for staying to the end. I hope now you've learned to stop wasting time and you realize how important time actually is. So before you get on with the rest of your tasks, make sure to like, subscribe and comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay traditional.